What is going on, everybody? Today we are going to be examining my Relinquished deck. You'll notice I'm making some changes. We're going to go over that at the end. But today we'll be talking about what I took to the Yuma Arizona Regionals. I'm sorry that it took so long. If you were expecting that, we're excited, but let's dive right into it. So with my deck, didn't have many extra cards on my side deck. Had a couple, but they've already been placed into another deck. But here we go. So we started off with 3 copies of Relinquished. Obviously, it's a Relinquished deck. Millennium Eyes Illusionist, 3 copies of that one. Golden Eyes Idol, 2 copies of that one. Thousand Eyes Idol, Illusionist, Faceless Magician. 2 Maiden with Eyes of Blue. Master with Eyes of Blue. Sage with Eyes of Blue. 1 Blue Eyes. I like this art. I don't know about you guys, but I really like that one. 3 copies of Effect Veiler. Droll and Lockbird, and of course Nibiru, because then, you know, somebody throws a million things out. Nibiru, now you summon your Relinquished, and you've got a, what, 10,000, 9,000 attack Relinquished. And then we've got Alpha, the Master of Beasts. Cannot be normal summon, must be special summon from your hand, while the total attack of all monsters on your opponents is more than that of all monsters you control. So even if you have a Relinquished out, or even a couple of them, or whatever you have, as far as the Relinquished family goes, they all have attack of 0 until you take a monster. So it comes in handy there. Now we get into the spells. 3 copies of Black Illusion Ritual. 3 copies of Relinquished Fusion. So Fusion, summon 1 Eyes Restrict from your extra deck by banishing materials from your hand, field, or graveyard during your main phase. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 effect monster your opponent controls. Equip the target to an Eyes Restrict Fusion monster or Relinquished you control as if it were equipped by the monster's effect. So, you know, you use this, somebody negates it, but you still got multiple ways to get their monster onto one of your Eyes Restrict or Fusion or Relinquished monsters. So 3 of those. 3 copies of Super Poly, discard 1 card, fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from either side of the field, so you know how important that is. Pre-preparation of Rites, 3 copies of that. Instant fusion, pay 1,000 life points, special summon 1 level 5 or lower fusion monster from your extra deck. Excuse me. Called by the Grave, you know, target 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard. Cosmic Cyclone, Mausoleum of White. During your main phase, normal summon 1 level light tuner in addition to your normal monster. You can only gain the effect once per turn. You can target 1 face-up monster you control, send 1 normal monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard. If you do, the targeted monster gains attack defense equal to the level of the monster in the graveyard times 100 till the end of the turn. Monster Reborn, Harpy's Feather Duster, and then one of my favorite ones, Secret Village of the Spellcaster. If you control a spellcaster monster, your opponent cannot activate spell cards. If you control no spellcaster monsters, you cannot activate spell cards. So it comes in really handy. So if you're playing anything with spellcasters, I might think about adding something like this in there. It does really well. I killed a couple of people with that one, even when I was once I got back after losing at regionals, which sucked. But came in handy because, you know, who's running spellcasters all the time? But of course, here we get into our extra deck. You know, we've got Thousand Eyes Restrict, 3 copies of that one. Millennium Eyes Restrict, 3 copies of him. 2 copies of Relinquished Anima. So basically, they all do the same thing. You know, he's a level 1, or this one's a link. So you link 1 level 1 monster, accept a token, target 1 face-up monster this card points to, equip that face-up monster to this card. You can only use the effect of Relinquished Anima once per turn. A funny thing is, when I was in Yuma, and I'll get back to the deck here, Thousand Eyes Restrict and Relinquished in my main deck over here, one of the judges, the guy I was playing, said something, brought over a judge, and the judge was like, oh yeah, you'll put both of them on. I was like, it's 1, but it doesn't specify just 1 on Relinquished or Thousand Eyes Restrict. I don't think it does on Millennium Eyes. It target 1 effect monster, but it doesn't say it's only 1. So if anybody knows, let me know down below. But yeah, the judge made it so his thing was you can have multiples. So I had 2 monsters on my Thousand Eyes Restrict, which was really cool. That helped me win my first one. I think it brought it up to like 18,000, or no, I'm sorry, not 18,000, 8,000 attack points, which is really cool. But yeah, so we've got our Thousand Eyes Restrict, 3 copies there. Millennium Eyes Restrict 3, Relinquished Anima at 2. And of course, you know, Link Karibo, Pit Knight early, you know, 2 effect monsters. When a monster this card points to activates its effect, except during the damage step, you can target 1 effect monster your opponent controls until the end of the turn, change its attack to 0, also negate its effects. During the end phase, if that card is in the graveyard because it was destroyed by battle or card effect and sent through this turn, you can special summon this card. So that was really helpful. Then, you know, Divine Arsenal AA Zeus Sky Thunder, you know, board wipe. You know, great to have 2 level 12 monsters, or once per turn if an XYZ monster battled this turn, you can also XYZ summon Divine Arsenal AA Zeus Sky Thunder by using 1 XYZ material you control as material. Transfer its material to this card. Quick effect, detach 2 materials from this card. Send all of the cards from the field to the graveyard. Once per turn, if another card you control is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, you can attach 1 card from your hand or deck or extra deck to this card as material. So, you know, everybody knows who Zeus is. What do you say? Do you guys say XZ? XYZ? I like saying XYZ because, you know, XYZ. But I get the XZ. They're trying to make the Y, maybe make it a word, I don't know. And then, you know, we've got our Leerless, Assembled Nightmare, Downward Magician, Sylvan Princess Sprite, and then Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. And that was 2 dark monsters on the field except token. If this card is fusion summoned, you can make this card gain attack equal to 1 opponent's special summon monster till the end of this turn. Once per turn, you can target 1 level 5 or higher monster your opponent controls until the end phase. This card's name because that monster's name, and replace this effect with that monster's original effect. If this fusion summon card is destroyed, you can destroy all your opponent's special summon monsters. So, you know, we had to have that one in there. But let me know what you guys think down below. You know, would you ever run a Relinquished deck? Would you have fun with a Relinquished deck? You know, I really enjoyed it. 'Cause, you know, who thinks they're going to play Relinquished? Nobody was expecting it. Everybody was kind of surprised. And then it's, you can go second, but it feels like it's a best to go first kind of deck. And then, you know, I've got them all unsleeved now because, you know, it's gone the way of the dinosaur. That's about it. But try Relinquished out. It's a lot of fun. You'll have a great time with it. You're gonna catch people off guard, especially if you do let's say you lose the first battle. I'll go second the second time, and then nobody pre-games for that. Nobody side decks out for you deciding to go second. But it works great first or second, doesn't matter. But first definitely helps. Second obviously helps, just because you know you want your Relinquished to snag one of their monsters, bring it over to him. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think. And then yeah, so over here we've got the excuse the mess, still trying to rearrange some things, but I think this is gonna be my new deck case. Unfortunately, my metal one over here, my deck box isn't gonna work, and neither is the one with Blue Eyes or Gate Guardian is in. But yeah, take care, like, comment, subscribe, dislike it if you dislike it. I'm out.